1, 2, 3. Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Action Tune Brothers.
Yeah.
I am your host, Ben Sturgeon, and with me today I have the ever so talented and owner of this place, Matthew Lewis.
Hell yeah. Welcome back to another episode, Ben. This is episode 83 of Action Tune Bros.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're nearing it. We're nearing the big 100.
Yeah, we are getting up there. And obviously, top of the show, a little music, new metal business. Unfortunately, a new metal all-star, Sam Rivers, the lead bassist for Limp Bizkit, passed away. As of this recording, it would have been, I think, the 18th. So, like a week ago.
Oh.
A little over a week ago.
I'm surprised I never heard that.
Yeah.
Ouch, that's rough.
Yeah, Sam Rivers. I love Limp Bizkit. I fucking have rolling on my goddamn list. On my playlist currently is fucking great. It's very unfortunate.
Nice.
Yep, but yeah, he just passed away on the
very.
over 8 days ago. So yeah, shout out to a real one. Fucking absolute banger of a fucking bassist. Unlike the bassist who's in fucking this band who gets shit on a bunch in Metalocalypse.
Yeah, good old murder face, always getting shit on by everyone.
Yeah, especially in this little arc. So yeah, other business, the little recommendation corner. Do you remember what you recommended to me last time?
I do. Did you watch it?
Watch it or listen to it?
Listen. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Listen to it.
Yep.
Good. For those of you who are just tuning in, I had recommended to Matt last time. I went a different form of metal, and I decided to have him listen to Hammerfall's Chapter 5, Unbowed Unbroken.
Yep, and there was another album as well.
Was there?
Yep, the Avenged Sevenfold.
I think I only did one.
Yeah, you recommended also the Avenged Sevenfold titular album.
Oh, yeah, that's right, it was an and/or. No, you're right.
Yeah.
So, something tells me you listened to both of them, didn't
Yep,
you?
I listened to both. I was gonna say, what you want to talk about first?
No. You're the one who listened to them, right?
Yeah.
It was your homework.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
I guess I'll talk about the Avenged Sevenfold title album, Avenged Sevenfold. Boy, that was a fucking aughts-ass album. I would say I'm more familiar with this band because like the music specifically sounded so much like from the song Gunslinger onward. It was so early 2000s, early aughts AMV core. I was just like,
yeah.
I'm not in a exactly positive light, I would say. This is probably the first recommendation that really didn't like hit too well with me. I was not too much of a fan of the Avenged Sevenfold.
That's fine.
Yeah, but the one song that did was Scream. The guitar riff in Scream, the that was like so dead good, and like the actual lyrics of the song were fun, and it was that song I'm actually gonna add to my playlist. I love Scream.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
Scream is absolutely a good one. The only reason why I recommended this album in particular, one of the songs that actually first got me into Avenged Sevenfold, surprisingly enough, was Almost Easy.
Oh, nice.
And it's alright.
Yeah. Like I said, it's very much a product of its time.
I absolutely.
Yeah, and of course
if any of you want to know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. For those of you who are listening in, if you want to know one side of my fucking humor, I unironically like the music video for A Little Piece of Heaven.
I was gonna say that's probably the other
hilarious.
Most notorious internet notorious bit is Little Piece of Heaven is very famous. I saw that before as well before listening to the album. That's like a pretty famous like internet thing of people being like, look at this fucking ridiculousness.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, and it does not pull any punches. For those of you who haven't listened to it, just viewer discretion is advised for A Little Piece of Heaven. It does get into some really dark, but to me, it's like that comedic, like it's kind of like Metalocalypse, only with not as much satire. They just went balls to the wall, as fucking dark and gruesome as they wanted to, and I find it a fucking funny song.
Yeah, it's a
To be
very
honest,
it's a
and
very
the fact that
very
they
weird
actually added
crazy
like
thing.
the
Yeah.
yeah, they actually added like the orchestrated kind of music as well as like the metal. It it was an alright one, but yeah, Matt, absolutely. Scream.
Yeah, Scream was the best on that for
Absolutely a
me.
good song.
Yeah. The other album, Hammerfall, Chapter 5. Now, I don't know how much you got out of this album, Ben, but I know I, as a Game of Thrones fan, got quite a lot out of this little one.
Chapter 5, I'm about unbroken.
Yep. Do you know what that's from?
I'm about unbroken?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you one thing's for sure.
What?
This album definitely came out before Game of Thrones was a show.
Yeah, it came out in, 2005 this album came out?
Yes.
Well, yeah, and when you know Game of Thrones, the first book was written in, 1996. So, George R. R. Martin's been doing it for a while.
That's why I specifically said the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone knows the show more than the book.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I would say, the Unbent, Unbound, Unbroken are the words of House Martell, which is a very fucking fun Dornish family in that. And then a bunch of the albums, Hammer of Justice, or a bunch of the songs, Hammer of Justice, Take the Black, and Fury of the Wild, are all references to Game of Thrones. like almost half the album is fucking...
Are they now?
Yep, they are all Game of Thrones references. They are either, specific chapter motifs or specific ideas. Especially Take the Black is, a very direct reference to Game of Thrones. It's very... Listening to the album is very fucking fun. But yeah, it came out, what was it? It would have been 6 years before Game of Thrones, the show came out. And yeah, the whole album being very fun, fantasy themed, it's a very, very fun album. Take the Black was probably my favorite just because besides the Game of Thrones reference, the actual music was very fun.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Knights of the 21st Century had me laughing because it was like a fucking.
You were laughing because of the guy at the beginning.
Yes, it's Golder from Power Rangers. I was like, hell yeah.
Now, yeah, honestly, surprisingly enough, some people would argue that it is their best album, but I would say that this is one of their better albums. Because Threshold apparently is also argued as one of their best albums that came out. This one and the one that came after Threshold are supposed to be their best ones. Fury of the Wild, absolutely. And I'm the guy who doesn't care much for Game of Thrones. I'm just gonna be flat out honest about that. It never was on my radar, and aside from that one time when we watched the first few episodes, that's about as far as I got because it really never piqued my interest as much as everyone else did. But Fury of the Wild is very good. If you listen to any of their albums before this one, Hammer of Justice is absolutely definitely their motif. Let's see. Yeah, Take the Black. Oh my gosh, just that one. Take the Black and Secrets are both my favorite on this album.
Yeah, very, very fun album. I like that one a lot. It was a good time.
Good. See, at least you got one good album.
Yeah.
Out.
Well, hey, I got a good song with Scream, and then I got a fun album with all the goofy, nerdy, fucking Game of Thrones references in Hammer
and you want to know something? Yep. You knew more than I did on that one. You knew more than I did on that one.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was like that title, I was like, I know what that's from. And then I saw Take the Black. I was like, wait a minute. I just looked it up. I was like, yeah, a bunch of the songs are fucking Game of Thrones references. Very funny. But yeah, fucking excellent album. Very fun. Good recommendation. I appreciate that, Ben.
No problem. And towards the end of this episode, I'll have another one. I'm not going to do an and or this time. I am going to just stick with one this time. Actually, hey, I'm a forgetful sort because I'm getting to be an old man. First, the first one of this season, was that what was the first recommendation I gave you when we started doing this?
I don't know if I think I was doing my own Rex before. Let me see.
That's right.
Episode 81 would have been. I talked about Sabaton, Death. Oh, Death. Was that the one you suggested?
Okay, yeah, Death was the one I first suggested to you. Crystal, the symbiotic one
Yeah,
because of Crystal Mountain and all that stuff. And then I recommended these two. Okay, good. I just don't want to accidentally repeat myself, and then everyone will know just how much of how much I actually do remember everything, which is not very much. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, no, that's good. I already had this one in the back burner for a while, and I think the one that I'm gonna recommend to you after this one, definitely, you're gonna be very familiar with the band. Yeah, because it's gonna be a band that we've talked about before.
No, curious.
But I'll give you probably one of my favorite albums ever, from them. But speaking of this, Matt, we have 3 episodes to go through today, don't we?
Yep, 3 half-an-hour episodes of Metalocalypse.
Absolutely. So we might as well just get right into Season 3, Episode 4.
Dethmas.
Merry Christmas! Wait, what?
Dethmas.
Dethmas.
Hell yeah.
It starts off with
the Hall of
the
Shame.
band watching...
Yeah.
Yep, the Hall of Shame, where on the television, you find out Dr. ROCKSO's story.
He's back in jail again.
And, just...
going to jail.
Yep. After he got himself clean, after, the whole snakes and barrels thing, and now he's back at it again, because we all knew he was going to, and as they're all talking about this, Nathan is, getting ready to make fun of Toki, because Toki's the only guy who will back this guy up. But then Toki talks about how he is in an Al-Anon group,
yep.
And he's trying to stop enabling Dr. ROCKSO and his behavior.
Yeah, and then we see it's mail time. And yeah, we got a DVD from our moms. They should never taught them how to use Movie Maker. They say, oh, hey, how come you guys never talk to you? They a whole video about them, guilting their children about, not talking to them, never talking to them. What if they died? Yeah, what if we died? What would you do then? And they're okay, well, anyway, we're coming over for Christmas. And then it plays the, trauma music it plays every time their parents do anything embarrassing to them.
Right.
And then we cut to the intro. We talk about the band sitting around talking about how much they hate their moms and how much they talk to each other. And they're just God, this is so fucking annoying. And that's coming for Christmas. Christmas sucks. But then Toki's just yeah, Christmas sucks. We should do the Secret Santas. And they're what? No, Secret Santa sucks. That's stupid.
Dude, Secret Santa sucks. That's the dumbest thing ever. Well, guess what? You're all gonna like your gifts, and you'll see. And then Murderface talks about how, he talks about, Skwisgar's mom's attractiveness.
Yeah, he's talking about how much he's
and of course,
he's oh,
and of course, Skwisgar's obviously creeped out by this, because who the fuck wouldn't be? That's when we also, Charles walks in, and he's just hey, Murderface, just remember, you have a meeting with Nubler about this metal-themed Christmas TV special you guys are planning. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, he's it start right now, and then it cuts to them in the sauna, still not doing it, and talking about just completely, fucking around, saying yeah, Christmas is the Christmas spirit. Yeah, that's badass. Christmas spirit kills kids or whatever. And then Murderface just oh, that's awesome. Can I use that for my special? They're no. And then Charles comes in again and says, hey, your meeting is supposed to be right now with Nubler, and they're making fun of how Murderface's projects never work. And he's no, you'll see, you're all not invited to my Christmas special. Then Nibbler goes to, or he's talking to, Murderface talking to Nibbler about the Christmas, thing. He's hey, if we can get a member of Deathklok in here? That'd be really helpful. He's I am a member of Deathklok. He's yeah, sorta, kinda, I guess. Then they go over all of his, previous failures. They go to the Murderface Titty Time car wash. He's hey, I never knew you have the lawsuits from that. He's hey, I never touched those girls. He's actually, it's from the people whose, cars were destroyed by the women who you had doing the car cleaning. And then he has the Planet Piss Cologne, which gave everybody severe rashes. And he's yeah, every bottle of Planet Piss Cologne has my pee in it. That's the point of it. And then he's and then he's about the Planet Piss home pyrotechnics set. And he's well, that one nice things worked. And then he shows 2 kids blowing themselves up with it that they have set up at their house. And I was well, okay, so in this case, I'm going to be 100% in charge. Do you get that Murderface? And he's oh, I was come on, no, seriously, 100%, and I'm taking control of this for it to actually work, okay, Murderface? You have to, listen to me.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch it. If you're going to be in this, you're going to be an actor only, alright?
Yep.
And of course, Murderface very reluctantly agrees to this. Um, but yeah, and then Toki's still on about the Secret Santa thing because it's gonna be the best thing, and like the guys are like, "What are you talking about? There's nothing metal about Christmas. Christmas is like the most unmetal thing, like unmetal holiday ever." And of course, Toki is angrily like, "Yeah, well, I'm going shopping for you all, and I'm gonna get you nice Christmas gifts. Fucks you!"
Yeah.
Like starts leaving out.
Yep. As we cut to ROCKSO trying to get out of jail, baby. He's like, he's talking to the police officer who's just like, "Are you snorting?" He's like snorting the guy's coffee sweetener. He's just like, "Are you serious? Yeah, fine. We're gonna let you out, but you have to find a job immediately, or you're gonna go back in jail." Then we see Dr. ROCKSO in the mall. He's like, "Look at these plastic people. They have no idea." Yeah, he's like just completely in his own head, still like talking in his crazy way. And then he sees a job advertisement for a mall Santa. He's like, "Oh, yeah, just check, baby," and he's just like really hype about that. This is when like the band sees the giant Christmas tree that Toki brought, and they just like,
oh my god, yes, I love this scene because it's like Nathan and Pickles and Squizgar are looking at Toki's new Christmas, and it's just a regular ass Christmas tree, and Nathan's like, "Dude, I'm really starting to fucking hate, Toki's like for Christmas and everything." And Squizgar's like, "Yeah, I mean, what's the whole point of this?" And Pickles like looks at this Christmas tree, he's like, when you think about it, this is like actually putting a corpse in your own like living room, and it's just it actually makes you think. It actually makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, I still fucking hate this, but we literally have a corpse right in our own living room right now. All of a sudden, one of the
let's say like, "Oh yeah, just put some
Nathan
blood
gets
and organs on it. That'll make it cool."
and that's right here. And then I forget who's the first one to get a call.
I think Nathan gets a call from his mom, and then he ignores it, and then his mom.
Oh, yeah, that's
calls
right. He's like,
Pickles.
"Oh, I'm just gonna ignore it." Yes, it's like, oh, it's my mom. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore it. All of a sudden, Pickles is like, "Hey Nathan, your mom's calling me." His reaction to that is hilarious because he's just like, "I do not like the fact that she has your number." And then like Squizgar's like, Pickles, why is your mom calling me?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh yeah, Squizgar, your mom's calling. Here, can you they see one of the clocketeers and they're like, "Here, can you like destroy these and give us new numbers,
Yeah,
please?"
get us new phones, please. We got to Toki with his clocketeer servants at the mall. They have tons and tons of bags. He's just like, "Yeah, here, hold my bags." As he's like, and he says, "Oh, look, some mall Santas. I'm going to go talk to him." And then it goes back to Murderface and Nubler's first conference with their investors. They're like, "Oh, yeah, so is there any way we can get a different member? It's the guy, Mumbleface. Can we get somebody else in the band?" And then he's like, "Hey, guys, it's me, William Murderface. I'm here on this call, too." And he's like, "Oh, okay, so you get where we're coming from, right? You can get anybody else to be in this band." And he's kind of just pissed. And he's like, "No, don't worry. We're going to pitch this. It's going to be Christmas. It's going to be great. We'll find some investors." And then, like, while they're, talking about how much they hate Murderface and they don't want him on the team, they're like, "Okay, well, we'll find some investors in the meantime." And then Murderface starts talking about the Christmas spirit. He's like, "There's like this sick ass ghost that like kills kids. Anyway, think about it. Bye." And then he hangs up on them. And he's like, "I think that went well, Nubler." He's just like pissed at his dumbass. Toki then goes to see the mall Santa, and he's like, "Oh, hey, it's mall Santa." And then he sees that it's Rock. He's like, "ROCKSO, you're Santa Claus? That doesn't make no sense." And he's just like freaking out about it. This is when we see the band talking about, was it the fourth guarded being great? What is the fourth guarded? You know what the band's talking about at this point? He's walking into my autocorrect must have fucked up something in my notes. The band is talking about something being really cool. And then that's when Toki comes in, and they're just like, why do you smell like Oh, the fourth quarter. That's what it was. Charles is telling them that their fourth quarter was really good and they made money, and they're like, "Boring, this is stupid, they don't care." And he's just like, "Okay, so when you guys are making money, you don't care, huh?" And then this is when Toki comes in with ROCKSO, like, "Why do you smell like piss and cocaine?" He's like, "It's not me, it's Dr. ROCKSO." And they're like, oh, God. And then that's exactly the same time their moms arrive as well. And they're just like, oh, no.
Everyone just arrives at the exact same time. Yep.
This is when they cut to Mord House being set up for Christmas by the moms. And they're just like, hey, remember, you guys, we can't let them have booze because they're going to get crazy and do all kinds of weird. They get all weird and horny whenever they get too much booze. While they're discussing this, Murderface is like ogling Squizgar's mom. And they're just like, quits, I up my mom's man. And just like being really pissed at them. And this is when we see where'd ROCKSO go? And this is when Toki finds him in his in the shower with his like head in the bathtub. He's like, oh, that's Toki. I feel so terrible. Can you just give me a little bit of cocaine? And he's like, no, I'm gonna really believe you, Dr. ROCKSO. And he's like, thank you, Toki. And he's like tries to drown him.
Give me some cocaine. Give me my cocaine.
Yeah, and then he passes out.
And then of course, when that's happening, the moms are like, hey, why don't we need to go shopping right now?
Yep.
Because it's horrible that the way you treat us. And it's just like, okay, fine, we'll go shopping or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And so they, I forget where they actually go.
It's the same mall that Dr. ROCKSO was working at earlier. The just the nearest mall.
Oh yeah, it's just the main mall.
Yeah.
During shopping, I think this is when like
there's also the very funny bit with the there's a
right?
funny bit with the parking, trying to like drive, and like they're complaining about him parking and just like screaming at him nonstop, and then he crashes into that guy, and he's just like, hey, I have 4 moms telling me how to drive. What's your fucking excuse? And then just like tell him you're sorry, and he's just like really pissed. He's like, are you moving? I need that spot. So it's just very funny little bit. I remember that was like shown a bunch in the trend, the commercials and shit. Very, very funny.
I mean, yeah, that would be.
Yep, and then, they all go to the mall, and this is when the mothers are being annoying, and they're talking about how they want to give Toki's mom a makeover because her husband just died. They're saying, we're going to make you all, hot and, young looking because you're finally back on the market. And this is when, what's it called? He doesn't get the call yet, because we cut back to ROCKSO looking around, and it's just like, hey, I gotta find something to get some. There's something around here I can sell for some cocaine money. Oh, look at this Toki's gift. What's this? Christmas gifts for Toki's pals. Jackpot! As he gets ready to steal all the gifts. The difference when Murderface gets the conference call, and he says, "Okay, so we have one sponsor. You're not gonna like it." He's like, "Hey, I don't give a shit as long as it's full of blood and tits and it's fucking awesome." And then we see a little girl next to him, like, "What the hell?" And then the mom takes her away. It's okay, so we have an investor. It's the Christian Church. It's the Church of Christian Churchology.
The Church of Christian, yeah,
Churchology.
The Church of Christian Churchology, and they really want to spin Murderface's negativity and delinquency into a message of how the church can save people.
Yep. And he's like, I don't know about this. And then this we cut back to ROCKSO. It's like, hey man, how much can Dr. ROCKSO give for this slop? He's like, giving all the gifts away to the guy. And then this is like one of the funniest bits where ROCKSO's walking down to a park. He's just like, hey Johnny Hot Dog, guess what I just got? Cocaine. Hey Mr. Zoo Animal. He's just like a little like a wombat outside. Hey Mr. Zoo Animal, guess what I just did?
Dr. ROCKSO got cocaine.
Yeah. It's just like, hey little kid with the balloon boy, guess what I just did? Cocaine. Hey Mr. Police Officer, whoop. He's like, almost gets got immediately.
Oh my god! Yeah, almost fucked it up.
An amazing scene with Dr. ROCKSO being silly. This is when Murderface and Nubler then meet up with the Reverend. They're just trying to suck up to him to get his support. And they're just saying like, yeah, man, we love your support. We're totally gonna make it. Like Nubler's cussing in front of the guy, but Murderface is trying to stop him. He's like, wait, you haven't heard fuck before, whatever. They do convince him that they do agree, like, okay, yeah, it's not gonna be any swearing, not gonna be any violence, it's gonna be a nice, peaceful, normal thing. They're just completely selling out. And as we got back to a montage of the band prepping for Christmas, the moms like keeping booze away from the moms and just being like the band being drunk and like just completely ignoring their mothers. Very, very funny little montage. And then it cuts to the day of the show. Dr. ROCKSO finally returns. And they're just saying, like, man, just like wherever, just don't let him into the building, just get rid of that fucking idiot. And he says, okay, so we're gonna do the Christmas special, then we're gonna cut to Toki's Secret Santa gifts, and then then the moms will pop up, and then it'll be a perfectly fine show. And then like they start the show, and then like the band has no idea who the sponsors actually are for the thing. It starts with Murderface and Nubler singing a song, and then the band just calls them gay for they're in their Christmas sweaters singing. Very fucking early aughts jokes. But then, like, yeah, the band says, like, okay, what the hell is with this? This is very weird. Something's up with this. And then they have, like, a nativity scene where, like, they're talking about the baby and, like, baby Jesus farting and stuff in the manger. It's a very, very funny little bit, but, like, they still haven't caught on yet, the band, what the hell's going on. In the background, in the backstage, the mothers finally do discover the booze cabinet that's all chained and locked up, and then they break in and they're like, let's get drunk. Let's get drunk. Clocketeers come up to Toki and they tell him, like, hey, your segment with the Secret Santa is coming up soon, so, well, get the gifts and, you know, we're going to get ready. He's like, okay, and then he goes and tries to find them. And it's with Dr. ROCKSO.
They're all gone.
Yeah, Dr. ROCKSO sneaking in past the car. He's like, well, check this out, Mr. Guy. What? And he, like, slips by the guy and runs in, like, oh, cocaine, as he runs back. And then finally they get a commercial during the special the band's watching with, like, these two people who look weirdly like Hank and Bobby Hill talking about, like, Dad, I didn't make the football team. Like, that's okay, son. God loves you anyway. And then, like, this is brought to you by the Church of Christian Churchology. And then, like, finally Nathan's like, wait a minute, Church of Christian Churchology. The church? This is sponsored by the church? This is sponsored by the church? He's like, really gets really pissed suddenly. Finally figuring it out.
Literally gets pissed off, and this is when everything starts going wrong.
Yeah. And then this is when, like, they, the moms are all running around the special drunk, and, like, they first walk in, they, like, the band, what was it, Murderface and Nubbler are introducing the group and saying, like, hey, here's everybody. And then, like, immediately, yeah, the moms are all drunk, and they're like, the Murderface's grandma rolls over the Murderface's feet, is like, hey, watch it. And then, like, then he's like, oh, we have some more guests. As Nathan comes in, he immediately punches Murderface in the face. He's just like, you need to tell us about the fucking church. It's not fucking metal. And he's like, hey, watch your language, as we see the Reverend getting pissed in the background. And then we see, like, then, like, Toki comes in, he's like, oh, Dr. ROCKSO pops up, he's like, hey, it's me, Dr. ROCKSO, I'm on cocaine. And then Toki comes in, he's like, Dr. ROCKSO, I'm gonna fucking kills you.
I'm gonna fucking kills you. And as all of this is happening, you know, you see, like, some of the moms, like, well, like, you know, just guzzling the booze and stuff. The fucking wood cross, like, fucking crashes down,
Yeah.
crushing, like Toki and some of the other ones. And of course, you know, it's like, wait, shouldn't we stop this? And Murderface is just like, hey, can we just, like, stop and take a moment to appreciate all this, though? You can't get this anywhere. Like, he just, like, kind of goes full circle and is just like, no, we should watch this, let it unfold a little
mainly
more.
because his grandma was the one that crushed under the giant cross. He's just like, just let me enjoy this.
Yeah, right. And then as the fucking credits are rolling, ROCKSO is, like, the fucking Reverend is, like, getting so pissed off that he's walking towards, like, Murderface. And Dr. ROCKSO's just like, hey, Murderface, look, I'm getting a hand job from Savannah. And of course, Murderface is pissed off about this, not before getting beat the fuck out of the fucking Reverend and everything like that.
Yeah, and then they'll go, while the credits are rolling, like, Dr. ROCKSO's making fun of Squizgar. She's like, oh, she's giving me a handy just like that you done, you with that guitar. Oh, squiddly diddly doo. Oh, just like, being really gross. And the episode's like, best Christmas ever. And then the episode ends. Fucking funny-ass Christmas episode.
Oh my god, just yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember our group did a Secret Santa forever ago. Has your job ever done, like, a Secret Santa thing?
No, they do the corporate bullshit.
I would say mine's doing a Secret Santa this year. We've had, like, a whole huge long, like, thing of all these, like, all interests and favorite foods and favorite, like, you know, gifts and TV shows you like and all. It was like a long ass list of all this stuff. But since it was like a list of all these different things that you're interested in, and they're gonna, like, you know, jumble them up and give it to different people. But, like, the funny thing is that since my job is like 90% women, like, half the stuff was about, like, clothes and makeup and stuff like that. So I was just like, I guess I prefer lip gloss to eyeliner. I don't know. It's like all these different or questions. It was very, very funny. But the actual, like, for like TV shows and stuff, I put, like, One Piece and a bunch of, like, nerdy shit on there, just so whoever gets me some nerdy shit. But yeah, I love Secret Santas.
Yeah. There was, I mean, obviously there was the one time when we did it, but also when I was working at Joann's, there was a year where we actually did that, and it was a good time. You know, no gifts costing over this much, and, you know, just put, like, a few things down and everything like that. So it was a good time, and Secret Santas are really a good thing.
Yeah, they're enjoyable.
A really nice.
There's also the white elephant gift exchange. I never really get. It seems really complicated to me.
Oh, What? How is that complicated, dude?
Okay.
I could tell you about it right now.
Yeah, okay,
because my
sure.
family does it all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So, White Elephant Exchange. There's two different versions of it. There's a serious one where you actually get a really good gift, or there's a silly one where you just get a fucking gag gift, right?
Uh-huh.
For the example, we'll do the serious one. So you all put the gifts. Don't mark who it's from or anything. You just put it on a table, right? You all put them on a table. They all get mixed around and stuff, and you all draw a number, right? And when it's your turn, like let's say you're number 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either A, choose to take a gift from the table, or you can steal someone else's gift. However, if someone who is in a possession of the gift at least once, if they are in possession of the gift 3 times, then they get to automatically keep it.
See, that's weird. I think that's complicated.
That's easy.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe
Have
we'll
you
do
never done one before?
No. I've heard of them. I know, I've watched a funny podcast I follow that I bring up all the time, Pistol Shrimps Radio. They did an episode of the podcast as of White Elephant Party. It was very fucking weird. But yeah, just hearing about it, hearing the people picking the gifts, it's all very it's so odd to me. But I guess we've never done it in my family. We just get each other a bunch of shit. But it sounds fun, and I'd love to do it one day. Maybe we'll organize it one of these times with our friend group. The other thing I was saying was this episode, the bit with Dr. ROCKSO, I feel like was a direct inspiration. Have you seen Terrifier 3 yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Have you seen Terrifier 2?
It's been too long, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah. There's a bit where Art, the whole point of Terrifier 3 was that it takes place during Christmas. And Art spends the entire movie practically dressed up as Santa, and there is a bit where he goes to a mall as a mall Santa, and it's, of course, being a Terrifying movie, has a very horrible end. But it reminded me of the Dr. ROCKSO bit of him being a fucking shitty drunk clown, evil Santa.
Right. I do like how they do that. They have that mixed in with all the other Christmas stuff, like It's a Wonderful Life. Instead of saying, "Hi, hello, everything, I'm alive," it's, "Guess what I got? Cocaine!"
Yeah, this is the animal.
Fucking
He
love
didn't even
that
answer. That whole bit is just fucking incredibly funny. Yeah, he continues to be the absolute goat of this fucking bit. The other thing, embarrassing moms. I can't remember a time my mom's ever she's of course, like most mothers, very goofy and overbearing. But I don't think I've ever been super upset, embarrassed by her. Fortunately, and these guys all are.
Fortunately, my mom has never been like that either.
Yeah. Oh, Zuko's in here being annoying. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, we're gonna
all
start the next episode of the show. Zuko snuck in here being a little goofball.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of little goofballs and stuff like that, episode 5 of season 3, we have Fatherklok.
This episode, this
So
whole
we
bit is
start
very connected. I didn't even mention that these episode bits are all connected, kinda.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, we start off with a news broadcaster, talking about Squizgar's sexual prowess and how it led to thousands of women becoming pregnant, and he's fathering more, thousands upon thousands of illegitimate children and anything. However, Offenson has thrown out any lawsuit whatsoever in order to avoid any future problems about these paternity
talking about
issues.
The paternity waiver that he has. Everybody who sleeps with Squizgar
they gotta sign a waiver and everything like that, and said that way he, even if he could be the father, it's just nope, he's not gonna be the dad anymore. And then that raises the questions. Why does Squizgar feel the need to father so many children? Will Squizgar's lack of presence of a father figure affect his position as guitar god? Is the pressure of being a dead father getting to him? How can Squizgar lead a normal life despite his promiscuity? Is Squizgar on the verge of a nervous breakdown? And will any of Squizgar's actions come to haunt him?
Yeah, they also
It
do
cuts the
a quick bit of him showing him leaving one of the performances, just out of guitar exhaustion. It says, yeah, they mention the mother and everything, and it gets to like Charles and Squizgar giving another like gift basket thing about like college money and all that kind of stuff to another random woman who has like a blonde kid that looks like Squizgar. And then she gets into the car with Charles, and then Charles is talking about like how Squizgar will never know the strength of a father and all that kind of stuff is very depressing.
Yeah, right. Like hearing Offensen say all that stuff, it's just like, ouch, man.
Yeah,
ouch,
very, very
dude.
He talks about how he's like, my father had strong hands. He's like, I think it's time so that I fell into my father's, and that's when we hit the intro.
And then after that, they arrive at Mord House, and Offensen talks to the other band members, and they're like, hey, Squizgar's going through an emotional ordeal kind of thing right now. He's going through a tough time right now because he doesn't have a dad. And of course, Toki's just like, dude, that's gay. And Nathan's like, yeah, that absolutely is. And Offensen's like, wait, why is this annoying to you? Toki's like, my dad's dead.
And then quick flash of the episode where his dad died.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, when he falls into the ice water.
And I'm totally fine with it. And Murderface is just like, dude, I mean, my dad literally did a murder-suicide thing going on, like where he killed my mom. So, I'm glad my dad's dead. And of course, Pickles mentions that he has no relationship with his father because, he belongs in a garbage can.
Yeah, his dad's like, you belong in a
and you actually see like
can.
you see a flash where it's just like, hey, you belong in a garbage can. And Offensen's like, okay, fine, I get it.
Oh, there's a funny bit where
Pickles
says that, and then he's like, I just realized I don't even know his first name, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm proud of that. And everyone, Offensen's like, no, okay, fine, y'all have had shitty dads or anything like that, and Nathan's like, nuh-uh.
Yep.
Fucking love my dad.
Yeah, quick montage.
And you see them like going fishing, drinking beer and stuff, and
go karting, and just
doing all these
like, yeah, my dad's fucking awesome.
He's like, yeah, my dad's really fucking cool. I was like, goddamn.
And he says, wait,
and then of course,
Toki asks, like, hey, if Squizgar keeps fucking up, so is that gonna make me lead guitars? And he has like a dream about himself being the main guy. And he's just like, Pickles, do you think that it can be the lead guitars if Squizgar, keeps fucking up? And then he's like, I don't know, man. And he like grabs his shirt. And he's just like, what the fuck do you mean you'll be listening to me when I'm the lead guitar? And he's like, hey, stop it, you're squeezing my nipples.
And of course, Murderface, like, assuming, is trying to be like a father figure to fucking Squizgar.
He's like, hey, so how he's talking to Nathan? He's like, how I'm like the band father, and Nathan's kind of like, he's like trying to heat up a hot pocket. He's ignoring him. He's just like, yeah, so I think I'm gonna be his father. I'll be Squizgar's father. What do you think? He's just like, get out of my way. You're sitting in front of the microwave. You're an idiot. He's like, also, I think it's a really fucking bad idea.
Yeah, it's a really bad idea. You should not be playing this at all. And of course, Murderface notices that Pickles and Toki have been listening on this conversation, and of course, Pickles is like, dude, I mean, I didn't have a dad and everything, like, and anything like that. I mean, you could be like father figure to me, maybe, kind of. And of course, Murderface is like, I need to go see Squizgar.
Yep. This is when the news talks about Squizgar's search for his father, and it says, okay, there are several thousand men who all say that they had sex with Sufeta Squizgar within the month of his conception. So there's literally thousands of people it could be. And this is when we get a flashback to young child Squizgar, like, skipping home in Sweden. He's just like, hey, Mom, I'm home. As he sees, like, two random men having sex with her, he walks in. And he's just like, no!
Okay, right?
It's like a horrible scene.
No!
He runs from the house.
And it's shows all these other things, yeah.
He flees from the house and then, like, he's chased by wolves in the forest. And then he falls down at, like, a cliff and goes into this icy underground thing with this, like, skeleton of this like long-haired guy in like a leather jacket with a sword and like a gigantic stone statue, and right in the middle is his like famous guitar that he has, just like sitting there in the middle of this weird crazy Nordic scene. Very fucking cool. And then this is when it cuts back to the Mord house. We see Murderface trying to like, hey Squizgar, how I'm like the band father, so I'm gonna be like a father to you since you don't have a father. And he's just kind of like ignoring him. Pickles is just like, hey, I could use some help, and just like, Pickles, get out of here before I beat you, like, before I give you a spanking. And he's just like, oh no, and he like runs away.
And of
We
course,
see,
he keeps trying and just nothing's
yeah,
happening.
we see him like playing
with the
catch
whole
with Squizgar. He's like going fishing with Squizgar, and Squizgar's just completely like checked out and not paying attention. They ride a roller coaster, and he's completely like blank faced the whole time. We see Pickles in the background, angrily watching, pissed off. Then we see,
Yeah, and of course, like Pickles is like
Yep.
venting how he didn't have a dad and everything. Why he's like venting about this whole frustration and everything. And even Toki walks in and is just like, yeah, this kind of sucks, man.
yeah, and he's like, oh, this is gonna mess me up. He's like breaking a hole in the wall of his room. And he's like, yeah, this him acting like this is gonna mess me up, man. He's like breaks the murder face mug, which I did see in a I guess I'll talk about it later. But yeah, I did see that mug in real life, like the actual like skull mugs of the band. I actually did see those for sale. Very cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we see
and as
Squizgar's,
this whole thing's happening,
yeah, Squizgar's again
one of the
sleeping.
clocketeers walks in and is just like, sir, we haven't found anything yet on a DNA matching of your father.
Squizgar's sleeping
And of
with
course,
random women at the
Squizgar's
time.
just like, yeah, and he's just like, just keep looking. And then he travels to like a snowy region where he like is really upset. He like yells and he throws his guitar into the snow.
Murderface watches on like a weirdo.
Yeah, right, like the creep that he is.
The band has
and of
another
course,
meeting where Toki's like thinks that like, oh, is this me? Am I going to be the new lead guitar that Squizgar's gone? And then Squizgar arrives again and says like, I'm going to play you a message, and it's his mother saying like, Squizgar, it's your mother. I found your father. And he's like, she like turns off the message. He's like, she found my father. I'm going, and I'm going to leave the band. And they're like, what? As we see, it cuts to the tribunal finally for the first time in a while.
Yeah, right. And of course, it's just like, gentlemen, we have found out that Squizgar has found his father.
Yep. They talk about his abandonment issues being a source of like this whole situation that's happening currently, and they brought the fatherhood expert, Dr. Intman Penultman. Dr. Intman Penultman.
You want to try that again?
I have Intman Penultman on my thing.
Yeah, dude, I just like the first time you said it, just like everyone else. It's just,
Intman Penultman.
Because I love these fucking names.
Yeah, very fucking funny. I love how he's down. Mark Hamill's down to say every time these random gibberish that they write. He says that Squizgar is like a god, and he's like not a mortal man. Like every time he says mortal, like a big giant mortal thing pops up on the screen. But he's like just like the Zeus and the ancient Greek gods, he's not a mortal. He's sired many children with many mortals. He's not yet lived the life of a mortal and give up his godhood. He can't do this, and it'll destroy the band, and it'll make people stop believing him if he pretends to be a mortal. It's just like a very weird ass thing from Dr. Penultman. But yeah, he says like he can't be normal. He can't give up his life. This will destroy everything if he does. And this is when we cut back to
we cut to him in Sweden.
Yep.
Yeah, Squizgar goes to Sweden and sees his mom and is like, this man's my father? And she goes, no, this is your new father. This is your stepfather. He's a good worker named Tyr. And of course, Squizgar's like, wait, you said you found my dad.
Yeah.
It's like, nope. It's just like, yes, he's now your dad.
Like, he's Amzior's dad's. He's just like, but you said...
He's Amzior's dad's. And of course... he's since being part of the family now, so like he gets to hang out with his family, like his new stepfather and mom, and they're like everywhere they go, they're like all up in each other. And
yeah, they're like making
that.
out every time they drive around. They go to the store, they go to the movies. Like they're just loudly making out next to Squizgar, who's just like sitting there being pissed off all the time. And then this is when like they're like finally cuts to them at the house watching a weird sitcom called Two Swedish Dads, who like I literally could not understand anything that the two of them were saying the entire sketch.
I couldn't either, man.
It's just these two goofball dads fighting over a woman, and then like they're watching that, and he's like, "This Sam's the best episodes of Two Swedish Dads I've ever seen," says Tyr, and then they start making out again.
All right, that's it. That's all. That's it. I'm out. And of course, he starts Squizgar berates his mom for all of this stuff, and Tyr reprimands him, and like they kind of get into a little bit of a fight. But then like Squizgar's just like, wait a minute, like he actually like instantly regrets like just this whole fight thing, and they kind of make up a little bit.
Yeah, actually no, not going to make up. He's like yelling at him. He's just saying like, you're not my dad's, you're not my stepfather's, and then he shoves him. Um, oh yeah, he shoves him into the glass table. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it cuts to, he's like, what time size done? It cuts back to Toki now again. He's like he's practicing and like being really extra and like bumping into Nathan and just like really like flailing around while doing the performances. And he's like, what the hell, man, dude, you need to chill out. And then like the entire time they're trying to practice, Murderface is on the phone with Squizgar saying like, hey Squizgar, it's me, your your Fatherface, so yeah, you gotta hang out. And then Pickles is just like pissed off, so he like hits Murderface and destroys his phone. He's like, great, I have to get a new phone. Then he's like, hey, why don't you pay attention to me? And like, Pickles is all pissed at him.
I like this part because as all of this is happening, Nathan's just like, okay, that's it. Slaps the shit out of all of his bandmates. He's like, I'm getting real fucking tired of this shit, alright?
Yeah, he's like, Murderface,
you're all my
yeah.
dumps. Get back over here, Murderface. Yeah, look, this is not working out right now. You're all my dumb, stupid, annoying family, alright? And let me tell you something. We're going to get Squizgar back, because this is not working.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they finally go, they actually, that's when they decide to actually go to Sweden to get their Squizgar back.
Yeah, we see Squizgar making up with Tyr after they got out of the hospital. He's saying, hey, I'm going to try to be like you. I'm going to try to be normal. And, like, we see him becoming a woodworker, learning the job. We see him meeting a girl. And then, like, as he's, like, hanging out with this new, like, love interest of his, we see him, like, see his guitar in a guitar shop. And he kind of, like, he's, like, pushed away from it as he kind of trying to be a normal life. This is when the band arrives, and this is like Murderface like on the plane is just like, yeah, so I'll get in with Squizgar, and then I'll get in with Sufetta, and then I'll marry her, and I'll be his real dad. Oh yeah, Sufetta, he's being a real creep. And then like he says it out loud, and then Name's like, what the hell did you say? And this is what Pickles is just like, hey, man, I'm thinking about, my dad when I was in like little kid told me that I belong in a garbage can, and I really am upset that I never beat his ass up. And this whole Murderface thing is really triggering for me. So he literally says like, this really triggers something in me, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Loud ass motorcycle.
I'm sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear you over the fucking motorcycle.
Yeah, some loud ass shitty thing went by. Look at my audio's blown out. So yeah, Pickles says like, yeah, just a heads up that something might happen. This Murderface is really pissing me off. And then they land like the giant murder jet right outside of a bar. The band goes in and we see like a little tiny Swedish pub. They see him and they're like, Squizgar, we need you back in the band. We're missing you too much. And then like Murderface immediately is trying to like be all buddy with him. And as Squizgar's like, no, I'm not like you guys. I'm I'm just like these people here. I'm regular jackoffs. And then just like, no. Then like Nathan gives a whole speech about like, you're not like one of these fucking loser, sad people. We're better than all these people. So you realize that when you fucking realize it. And he kind of gets back on the plane. Outside, Murderface decides that he's going to follow them home for some reason, just to be a psycho. This is when Tyr and Squizgar are on their way back home, and it's like, you know what? You stood by your principles, Squizgar. I'm proud of you. You're going to be a regular jackoff. And then as soon as they open the door,
and he's like, you know what? He's like, you know what, Tyr, I'm sorry for all the bad stuff we've done with each other, but I'm actually starting to think of you as a father. In which case, they open up the door to the house, and Sufetta is getting railed by two men again.
The same two guys from the flashback. Literally, like, just older. Very funny. And they're like, no! And then, like, Tyr's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm running away. And he leaves. And it's a very, very funny bit. And then, like, as you see that Murderface
runs through.
Yeah, Murderface is also there with binoculars. He's just like, no!
Oh, yeah, he's watching this happen. He's like, no! Squizgar runs into the woods again, where he, like slowly starts stripping away all of the civilian clothes and stuff, as he sings a song, like, pretty much about how he knows now that he's not really a man or anything.
Yeah, but
he is a god, and he cannot live with the normal people. And so as the band is getting ready to go on like the death jet to get back to Mordhouse, Squizgar runs in and is like, wait, I can't live like a normal person anymore. I wish to returns back with you and become a guitar god of Deathklok. And Murderface is like, oh, that's awesome. Pickles, get out of the way, Let Squizgar in first. Dude, like they start having like a little bit of a spat, and that's when fucking Murderface looks at Pickles and is like, you belong in a garbage can. And Pickles, triggering what happened in the past, just immediately starts beating the shit out of Murderface, and Toki starts joining in.
Yeah, this like pull the shit over his head. This is happening. Very funny.
Yeah, and as this is happening, Squizgar's just like, I'm sorry for having to do all this, and they're like, yay, at least you're back in the band now. That's all right with us. And during the end credits, we see like Squizgar, like playing the role of the lead guitarist in front of thousands of happy fans, and yeah, he's just. It just shows that, he got his guitar back, but how did he do it? You see in front of the store where his guitar was on sale, it's just, the glass is broken and it's just taken. He literally just stole his guitar
just stole
back.
It back. Very
and, that's where the episode ends.
Yep, that's where the episode ends. A funny little bit with Squizgar. I'm glad he got another episode. Very, very funny.
Yeah, and honestly, I know it's obviously silly because it's Metalocalypse, but like they actually kind of handled this as well as they could, like in an actual semi-serious manner.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it got ruined with Smeta getting railed, but you know.
But no, yeah, it was a very funny bit. I liked the bit with Nathan being the actual band father and like standing up and telling them what to do and just being very like serious and direct and just like that was very fun. That was a very good bit. I really liked that.
But you could tell like at the beginning when like Murderface is like, how I'm like the father figure in the band, right? You could tell that Nathan was just like, keep telling yourself that like, sure, kind of thing. Whatever. And then he actually like steps the fuck up and like slaps the shit out of them and is like, all right, listen. I'm just like, see, Nathan is absolutely the father of the band.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and very, very fun bit. But yeah, very fun episode. So how's your relationship with your dad? I know I love my dad a lot. He's the greatest dudes.
Dude, in the words of Nathan Explosion, I fucking love my dad.
Hell yeah.
He obviously, he and I don't necessarily see eye to eye on a whole lot of things. Mm-hmm. But honestly, we still make it work. We don't cause a scene or anything like that. We don't really get up in each other's business or anything like that. And we make it work. We make all of this we make it work, and we're actually on really good terms. So
yeah. My dad's a fucking stern dude, but very opposite of my personality. But he's great. I love him. He's tough. He's taught me how to be a real fucking tough ass dude. I still have a lot of lessons that I've learned from him growing up that I still use today, including like how to give like a real strong handshake and how to fucking. Get deals with people. It's very fun. It's very, very cool. Doing most of the shit you can do it yourself if you just like teach yourself how to. It's just like, yeah, very good lessons. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's awesome. Besides that, what else happened in this episode? This episode was very, very like specific.
Well, here. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
This has only come up last episode and this current episode that we talked about. Here's my biggest question right now.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is wrong with Murderface? Like, why is he, like, trying to schmooze up to fucking Squizgar's mom?
He liked her all the way back in the first family episode. He was already being all in, like, the season 1 or 2 family episode when we first met their families. He was already all the way back then.
He?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, way back then.
Just, what the fuck, Murderface?
Well, Murderface is just a fucked up asshole in general. That's the whole point.
Well, no, I'm saying aside from that, we know he's, like, the joke character of this. It's just like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah. Also,
twice in a row.
Yeah, twice. So obviously, this whole stretch of episodes is like very connected because, he's gonna be more of an asshole in the literal next episode we're gonna talk about. But yeah, between like the Squizgar, this like whole arc is very like Murderface and Squizgar focused for the most part. It's very funny. But yeah, also the new like half an hour format, like they have to really like stretch out for everybody to have stuff to do, which is very fun for the band, I guess. The bit with Toki was very funny. The like wanting to be the lead guitarist and like being really fucking annoying when he's trying to be the lead guitarist is very good.
Right.
Yeah, the pickles belong in the garbage can bit was very fun.
but yeah, like my favorite ones. You barely get to see Charles do anything like that's kind of humorous, and of course there was like at the beginning when he was talking about his dad in front of like fucking Squizgar. That shit was hilarious because Offenstein never really does that. His whole shtick is he's the serious one. And then we got that whole thing at the beginning. I'm just like, oh my god, Oppenstein, why? Too soon, my dude.
Yeah, very fun.
And then of course the fucking Pickles beating the shit out of Murderface because it's always fun to see Murderface get his shit kicked in.
Yeah, well, we get to see that in the next episode. Let's find out.
Oh yeah, in the last episode of this trilogy for season 3, episode 6. Fertilityklok. We see Dethklok is performing in Tokyo, Japan. A specially made stage this time, which is supposed to look like some kind of like Asian sweeping roof kind of thing. Only, it's got the band's personal flair on it, with like jagged spikes,
yeah,
a bunch of metal and shit like that. And at the end of the concert, the band's like, yeah, thanks,
Oh, did you catch the song they're playing? Because I have no idea what it was.
Huh? I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like, yeah, thanks for coming to the show. And then all of a sudden, some unidentified kidnapper throws a bag over Toki's head. And all of a sudden, we see we see Toki in a room, tied to a chair with the bag still over his head, scared like fucking pissless. And also he's like, please no, I'll give you money, I'll give you all the lives of the bandmates. And of course the kidnapper holds a gun to him and is just like, oh yeah, you ready to die? Well, before you die, takes off the bag, and all of Dethklok and everyone's like, happy birthday, Toki!
Yeah, and he's like, oh boy, and he's like, and we got 100 slots for you to sleep, and he's like, oh boy, that's what I need, more skanks. And then that's when he hit the intro.
Just, oh my god, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yep.
But we cut to, the MC at the party, telling a lot of offensive jokes because, it's a roast party.
Yeah, he's a roast master of the party.
Mocks Toki's appearance and makes fun of Pilkle's alcoholism and drug abuse. We make fun of, takes a pot shot at Murderface for not actually being a musician.
Yeah, and not getting laid.
Yeah, not getting laid at all. Which of course Murderface is like, yeah, that's fun. And of course my favorite comment, Squizgar, who's fucked more women than breast cancer.
Yeah.
I'm like, ow!
Yeah.
Fuck!
And then you're like, but seriously, folks, back to Murderface. He sucks. And it just goes back way more harder on Murderface. Very fucking funny. And then he finally he has one joke. He's like, and then, what about you, Tonto? And he's nobody laughs, nobody claps, and then Nathan's all pissed off looking, and he's like says that he's like, oh, you look like you stink, you smell like shit, and then literally we see we often send messages for one of the Clocketeers to dart the dude, and he gets knocked out, and it's like, wow, what a great comic, huh? Very very funny bit.
And then outside you see Toki's just drinking a cocktail by himself, and Pickles is just like, dude, what the hell? You got a whole lot of chicks in there. Go. They're ready. They're raring for you. What the hell? Go in and get laid, my dude. And of course, Toki sends him away because he doesn't want to be like Squizgar. He doesn't want to just go after what does he call them? Skanky gold diggers and sluts.
Yeah.
He's like, I want a real woman, to have my kids and everything. I want to be in a literal, relationship. And then we cut to the Dethklok minute.
Yep.
Where it's just like, hey, Toki's looking for a wife. And already we have so many, you see a line of women getting violent and shit.
Yeah.
And he's just talking about how, Toki's looking for a wife now. And, everyone wants to be his wife because he's literally in a famous band or some shit.
Yes, to the fans and shit like that. And then, the band's talking afterwards and just giving him regular dating advice. And he's just this really shitty dating advice. And then when... let's see. Pickles is just get your tour manager to find you a girl. And,
Get her backstage, and
Yeah.
that's when you pull out your dick.
Yeah, you take your pants off.
Just pull out your dick, dude.
Yeah.
And of course, it's just like he starts getting like that is that is like the literal like everyone's like, yeah, you just go and you show him your dick.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, guys, stop.
Yep. Terrible advice. And then Murderface like, look, I have some more advice for you. And then like Squizgar laughs, and he's just like, what the hell are you like? And it was so fucking funny. Hey, you know what? And he gets pissed off about what the comic said. He's just like, I do get laid. I get laid all the fucking time. I get just as many girls as Squizgar. And then he's like, why are you like aiming that at me? And he's like, I'm gonna bet that we're gonna have a bet. I'm gonna bet that I can get just as many women as Squizgar can. And they're like, okay, yeah, sure, man. And then, okay, well, how are you gonna have proof?
Yeah, okay.
He's like, okay, well, you need either like a videotaped evidence or their underwear. And then he's just like, okay, well, sure, I'll get right on that. They all start placing bets, and of course, they're all like, yeah, okay, well, obviously, Squizgar's gonna win because Murderface fucking sucks. And he's just like, you guys are all, shallows, and I need to get the real girlfriend. So he goes off to find a dating agency. What is it? Future
Cut
Lady.
to Toki going to a dating agency called eladymates.com.
Yep, they're gonna find a future life lady mate partner for him with 100% guarantee.
Yep, it's a 100% guaranteed. I'm finding that thing you just said.
Yep, future life lady mate partner.
And Toki's like, I'm not looking for just a friend, but I'm looking for like a companion and a mother of my children's. And the agent's like, yeah, we can do that. And he even claims like they are able to pinpoint the partner's fertility as well. And Toki's like, oh wow, Murderface, who's been in the room this entire time, says he can do the exact same thing with some lotion and DSL internet and some net. Like,
yeah, just being terrible. He says like, but seriously, can you arrange like, I don't know, 100 or so women for me to sleep with? And they're like, we don't really do that. And he's just like, could you get? And then like Toki's like, can you get the fuck out of here? And he's like, all right, man, but this guy needs to get laid. He's like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking annoying idiots. Toki emphasizes.
Back at Mord House.
Oh no, Toki. This is when Toki actually specifies what he's looking for. He says looks aren't important. He doesn't want her to know that he's famous. She just needs to be, a perfect match for him. That's all he cares about. And then this is when we cut to Murderface in Mord House,
standing in front of the female online division, muttering to himself about beating Squizgar. But anyway, he enters the room and announces a surprise inspection before walking in with the Clocketeers, asking to use her computer for MySpace, for his MySpace account.
Yeah.
And obviously being ignored and everything like that. And as he advances on her, it's just Murderface being Murderface.
Yep, he's just a sexually harassing boss, of giving her like shoulder massage and saying like, hey, if you want a promotion, I am your boss, so you should do whatever I say, right? And he's like being a real awful creep. And then of course she just fucking maces him because he's a fucking creep. Very, very fucking funny.
Fucking maces him. Yep. Right in his face.
Toki then gets a call about his future life lady mate partner. They found her. Her name is Caroline Basiliaful. And he's like, oh, boys, I can't wait to meet her. And they're going to meet at the restaurant. This is when we get the song. I didn't get the specific. Is it I Never Met You, But I Loves You?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a music video of him fighting a giant dragon, trying to save this beautiful maiden, and like he cuts the dragon's head off, and it's full of Lucky Charms. It's like a very, very funny, classic Toki weird rainbow magic song where he's like just as a knight. It's very, very funny. He goes to the restaurant.
He gets to the restaurant.
Yep.
And he's like looking for that bride to be that he has been, that he never got to see anything, and looks don't mean anything.
Yep.
But he is absolutely in shock when he sees how she looks.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you familiar with the animator Papa Meat?
Sort of?
You probably have heard the name, or you probably have seen some of his art before. But he has a couple different channels, and one of them, he's like, his main channel, the Papa Meat channel, he has like a bunch of like giant puppet figures and like characters that are like part of his, YouTube channel. One of them is an oven named Margaret. The woman, Caroline Basiliaful, looks exactly like Margaret. If you look up Margaret the Oven from Papa Beat, like her face is like exactly like that. There's like a really like crazy weird nose and her weird droopy eyes, and it's like a really big teeth. And she's like very unattractive for Toki, and he's just like immediately completely turned off. She also has like Caroline also has like a very dry personality, which like Toki's completely like stiff and awkward around her the entire time. It's very, very funny because he's completely like, she's like, okay, so I'll tell you, like, this is my ovulation schedule. He's like, oh, that's great, wow. And she's like, okay, so for a child, I'm thinking either Wilfmore or Donington for the baby's name. Anyway, we're gonna, and then like we cut to the next day, where we see Murderface has a sexual harassment lawsuit from the clocketeer he was flirting with. And now he needs to go to a seminar to try to avoid this whole thing because it's going to be settled otherwise outside of court. And then he's like, okay, well, this is better not cut into my time of, beating Skwisgaard's record as we cut to just a montage of Skwisgaard sleeping with like tons and tons of women immediately, completely destroying his record. This is when we see back, Ben?
Yeah, I've been here.
Okay, yeah. Did you look up the character I mentioned?
Like,
I'll say wait, before, did you look up the character I mentioned?
No. I'm gonna do that afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
After all of that, Toki is like in his room, like looking at the calendar because it has to be on the 15th, and of course Nathan and Pickles are like, hey, how'd your date go? And Toki's like, oh yeah, it went great, and still trying to give him, dating advice, but he's just like, yeah, I need to get out of here, and gotta go see Caroline, ha 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 ha. And he's like, wow,
you must really never
seen Toki so happy.
Yeah, so I must really like
shit.
her. This is when we cut to the actual sexual harassment seminar. We see Face Bones, and we see another guy like, yeah, fuck Face Bones is awesome.
Yeah, Face Bones.
The video is about not degrade. It's like talking about how sexual harassment is degrading people with your sexuality, and then it goes over like a proper lesson. We see a clocketeer approaching a female clocketeer, and it's just saying like, "Hey, you look, is that a new belt? It looks nice." And then we see him get like electroshocked. He's like, "Yeah, don't." Complimenting people's appearances can be like, very, harassing. And then she says, hey, is that a new belt? He's like, yes, like, that's good information to have. And he's just like, saying that's good information to have sounds like you're planning a parking lot attack. So you can't do that either. And he just says like, hey, and then like he gets shocked again. He's like, it's best not to just don't talk to anybody. It's just don't talk to anybody and continue doing your work. And then like, you see the guy like walk by not saying anything. And he's saying, perfect.
Perfect. No jokes in the workplace, as humor is hurtful and can ruin lives. I'm just like, I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, he gives more advice on avoiding getting caught up in sexual harassment lawsuits. One of them being going home if one gets an unexpected erection during work. And of course, and Murderface is like, dude, when is this video gonna fucking end?
Yeah, this is gonna come into my damn time of sleeping with women. This is when Toki goes back to the agency again. He's like, hey, so yeah, I don't think it's gonna really work out with her. She's not really my type. And he's like, hey, the guy gets very serious. And earlier in the meeting, when he said like we have 100% guarantee, he was like vaguely threatening before, but now he's like more directly like, no, didn't you say that you don't care about looks? She's your perfect match. She does exactly what you described. Her personality is perfect for you. And like I said, 100% guaranteed. Now get out of the office. And then he like Pickles is kind of like, okay, it's about how it goes, but this is bullshit. And then we see him talk to like a big henchman saying like, make sure you follow him and make sure he sticks through with the plan. This is when he's like, make sure, like if he doesn't stick with the plan, make sure you hurt the ones he loves. He pulls out a picture and it's a picture of Murderface. And he's just like, hurt him in the dick if he gets it.
Right in the dick.
Yeah.
And then Murderface is like resorting to calling random women from a phone book.
Yeah, like a psycho.
Like a fucking psychopath, trying to proposition them for favors and stuff.
He's like, hey, so
and
I'm famous. You want to have sex with me? And then like, okay, well, can I just get your underwear then? And then like, Toki's like, hey, I need your help, Murderface. And he's like, what do you want? He's like, oh, this woman, she's like, I don't want to sleep with her and she wants to sleep with me. And he's just like, really? I'm over here and I can't get fucking laid. You're like complaining about, get the fuck out of here. And he kicks Toki out.
Yeah, and then Toki meets up with Pickles and Nathan and is like admits to them that the whole Caroline thing is, and then of course Nathan and Pickles are just like, yeah, no, seriously, like this whole sex thing for procreation itself is
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
gross.
disgusting and stuff. And it's like, and she's even ugly and everything, and Pickles is like, hey, look, I know we've given you a lot of advice, but look, when the time comes, just listen to your dick.
Also, he says she looks like a
Listen to
gorilla
your dick
that's
when the
what's been shaved.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So you'll know when the moment's right when just listen to your dick.
Yep.
And
And Nathan, of course, also has another bit of advice. He says, "Never get into a room that you can't get out of."
yep, listen to your dick and never get into a room you cannot find an exit for.
Quick montage of
Murderface
Murderface.
is,
Yep.
yeah, just being very unsuccessful. Like smashing his death while Squisgar is extremely successful.
Yep, just a montage of him sleeping
Meanwhile-
with a bunch of random women again because he's just that good.
Meanwhile, on the 15th, Toki goes to meet Caroline in the Hotel La Suffocation with a bouquet of red roses. Caroline's waiting for him in 909, and he as he arrives, she's like, "Okay, cool. Now make sure you apply lubrication. I need to lubricate myself. Wash your genitals with penis soap."
Yeah, medical penis soap.
And of course, yeah, and of course, Murderface has apparently found a willing partner on Craigslist.
Yep.
Who turns out to be who when he goes in to meet this person, it's just the hired thug.
No, it's at the
thing.
same hotel that Toki's
Yeah,
at.
the
We
same
don't know
exact-
who it is yet.
So
But yeah, Toki's in there cleaning his dick. He's like,
so
stupid
Toki's
medical soap.
washing his genitals,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he hears, "Hey, Toki," and Toki's like, "Who's that?" It's like, "Yeah, it's me, your dick."
Mm-hmm.
And Toki's like, "Oh, dude, what should I do? I don't want to do this." "Yeah, you're gonna be miserable the rest of your life if you do this. You need to get the hell out of there, man." And of course, he opens the door and he's like trying to get the hell out of the room, but Caroline's like blocking the exit and stuff. So what does he do? He literally fucking remembers the advice that Nathan gave him and jumps out the fucking window. Caroline's like calls lady mates or whatever and complains that Toki didn't fulfill his end of the deal. Then when Murderface arrives for his date, just in a tuxedo and everything, he goes to open the door and his date was with the thug, and he starts getting his fucking dick broken in.
Yep. And then this is when they cut back to like some kind of weird another party. We see like, okay, so the bet's done. It's like, well, the credits are about to start rolling, and he says, "Hey, so Squizgar, how many women did you sleep with?" He's like, "I slept about I think 400 women's this week." And then like Murderface, "How many did you get?" And he's just like, "None." He's like, "What was that?" He's like, "None." And he's like in a wheelchair with a penis cast. He's like, "But I would have won if my dick worked, so bet's off." It's just like typical bullshit. And then we see,
and of course, we see Toki finally celebrate. It's like, hey, like Nathan's like, "Hey, where's Toki at?" And like, "Where's Toki at?" And Nathan's like, "Yeah, he's finally celebrating his birthday." You see Toki on a massive bed with so many women,
Yep.
and commenting that he had a nice day and announcing, well, he's gonna pull out his dick.
now it takes out my dicks. And that's where the episode ends.
Oh yeah, it takes out my dicks, and that's it. That's how it
that's the end of
ends.
the episode. Very fucking funny.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, very little
this
funny
episode.
bit. The dating thing reminded me of the what was it? The Mad TV sketch Lowered Expectations, which was like a video dating app. Remember like that old 90s thing back when
You talk about you mean like speed dating and all
not
that stuff
speed
with, like,
dating.
the
It was
bell
like
and
it was like the video date, like where you submit a videotape and then like they
Oh.
it was a sketch on
yeah.
Mad TV called Lowered Expectations, and it was like like a video dating thing, and it just like hilarious like characters just doing all kinds of dating things. Very funny bit. But yeah, dating agency. Have you ever like thought of use a dating agency thing before internet? Obviously, I mean we would have been probably too young.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
you know the only time I've ever tried dating people was like going out and meeting them in person, not through an agency,
Yeah, same.
not paying anyone or anything like that.
Yeah, mostly through work,
You know.
coworkers and stuff like that for me, honestly.
Yeah, like a normal fucking person would.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
No
just
disrespect to anybody who does, but yeah. Well, I mean, we know a couple of people who met like partners from like dating apps, or not dating, like apps and like modern internet stuff. Like I know a couple people, and it's worked out very well for them. But yeah, I've never had any interest. In anything
yeah,
like that
fair
personally.
enough.
Yeah, personally, I've never had any interest. It's way too. I'd rather somebody you actually know and has spent time with makes a lot more sense to me. But
Right.
But yeah, it's fucking a great bit. What else was there? Yeah, the fucking future lady mate partner thing's very, very funny. I remember seeing like sketches of the speed dating and stuff like that. I could never imagine. That'd be way too fucking weird to ever fucking imagine that. I remember like seeing those bits back in the aughts and shit.
Yeah, just so and just remember, Matt.
Yeah.
When you go to find that special someone, and for all of you out there, please don't actually take this advice. I'm just doing a bit, but just when you go, you just say hi, have a nice dinner, and take her to your apartment, and then just show her your dick.
Yeah, perfect just advice.
Show her your dick,
perfect
man.
Advice never goes wrong.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, please don't actually do that, anyone. I am not being serious at all.
Yeah, no,
that
terrible
is
advice.
The worst advice ever.
yeah, I'm sure the band's gonna be in a lot more
horrible.
trouble later on down the line if they didn't have all those paternity waivers and everything. Charles is very thorough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Charles is very, very thorough.
But either way, yeah. But yeah, just whew, these 3 episodes were quite hilarious indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's
not a lot of music focus in this whole bit batch. Actually, that was probably the least music focused set of episodes.
It really was.
It was Christmas,
yeah,
and then it was
like not very focused
fatherhood,
on that.
and then it was getting laid and like dating. So yeah, completely like there was like this whole arc was very unmusic focused. I was like the songs. There was a song in the background of the Christmas episode that I said it's on the second Death album.
Cyborg Slayers.
Yeah, Cyborg Slayers. I said it was my favorite. Like listening to the Death album too. When we were talking about favorite songs from season 2, I mentioned I like that song, but it's not till season 3, so I didn't mention it. But then watching the episode, I didn't even fucking pick it up at any point. Like, was it like an instrumental version of it playing during the Christmas party or what?
I think so. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I know it plays sometime. But there's like, I don't think there was any lyrics to it or anything. Yeah, and then it was hard to like pick up on.
Yeah, and then there was the Squizgar specific song about being a guitar god, and then there was the silly Toki song about I've never met you but I loves you.
Right.
So yeah, not really a lot of actual metal in this whole little arc.
Not really, no. Yeah, so that's actually kind of weird to be honest, but you know what? Is what it is. Well, I mean, that's these 3 episodes.
Yeah.
The
little batch in the middle of the season.
Next time next batch is going to be 4 episodes, and it's going to wrap up season 3. So we're getting ever so closer.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be wrapping it up soon.
Yeah,
but
just a little bit more to go. But yeah, we got this. I do not have any plugs right now. I know you have plugs, Matt.
Yeah, way too many all the time. Matthew List Podcasts, Patreon, Matthew List Podcasts, Twitch, Matthew List Podcasts, YouTube, Matthew List Podcasts, Blue Sky. Follow the Action Tune Bros. Obviously, listen to old episodes of this podcast. Listen to episodes of Movie Garbage. We have a very fun little episode about a shitty 90s VHS tape that my very awesome dad bought me back in the day called Fantastic Dinosaurs of the Movies. Showcase highlighting special effects classics. It's a long ass title. I didn't get the whole thing, but it's a fucking great 2-part episode. There's also listen to the old episodes. We have a horrible episode about a movie coming up soon, probably by the time this airs. That's going to be really fucking shitty. You're going to be surprised if you listen to that other episode, which one it is. It's going to be great. Then we have, of course, Forgotten Minotaur King book. Go buy the book. Go give it reviews on Amazon. We're also available on Spotify. Both Action Tune Bros and Movie Garbage are on the same Action Tune Bros feed on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Give us ratings on those. That's how you get any kind of notifications. And then, next episode we're doing is going to be a special. We are taking a little break from the Film Wars season for the moment since we're in between seasons, and we are going to be covering Star Wars Visions Season 2, just in time for the airing of Visions Season 3. Very funny timing.
Oh, yeah. That's right, we are.
Yeah, we're going to be recording it
This
while
is gonna
Visions
be a
Part 3
fun
is coming
time.
out, so we'll try not to talk about the other one, but I'm going to get very Star Wars
not.
crazy, so, a lot of rambling, a lot of, yelling about it. Lots to talk about in that batch of episodes, because it's going to be a very fun little special. Probably cover that in 2 parts.
Absolutely is.
But yeah,
Now,
recommendation time?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, don't trust me. I wanted to get all the legal nonsense out of the way before we did this. So, Matt, I'm gonna have you listen to a band known as Arch Enemy.
Oh, yeah, we did mention it before.
Yep, I'm gonna actually recommend you. There's a lot of good albums that they have, but this one in particular, I've come to actually like it a little bit more than I would actually anticipate. It's the 2022 album Deceivers.
Okay.
Yeah, I would absolutely heavy recommend this one. When next we talk about this one, I kind of want to hear your opinion because I'm actually before this episode I was listening to the opening song, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. Like this, when a band opens up, you can definitely tell how good the album's gonna be with like the first 2 songs. This one, it just starts off with a really a really good song, and then it just, in my opinion, it just keeps going from there. So yeah, give that one a listen, Matt, and then next time we'll talk about that. But in the meantime, by the time we were recording this episode, um, from us here at Action Tune Bros. Have fun, be safe, and as always, keep
it
it
sleazy.
sleazy.